We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
You need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
Oh, yeah. Back at it with another funky one. Welcome back. Isolation20 Podcast, episode number 8444. I think the episode members or rankings is correct. It's been a while since I did Isolation 20, so I apologize for that, but hey, it's been busy. The content hasn't stopped. If you've checked out the latest episode of Unrestricted with Minute After 8, that was a really fun one, a really great one. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Also, the radio show, Unrestricted radio segment called Rock the Mic. I sit down with Utah locals, I interview them, and I even play their music here on our local radio FM station. And we're the only hip hop radio station, or a station that plays hip hop, especially in my show. My show is all new hip hop, newer hip hop. Because what's new hip hop, right? It comes out at 3 o'clock, and at 3:01 it's like already old, right? So yeah, 925thebeat.com. You can check out more information on that, including all of my episodes. I previewed one of them. I believe it was on here. I believe we did one of them. No, we haven't actually. I think what we'll do on Unrestricted Podcast, I think what I'll do is I'll start releasing some of these segments on that show. Because there's cool stories in there, and there's cool dynamics between these newer artists and myself, and having these conversations, getting to know them. So I think you would appreciate it. I think you'll enjoy it. So look for that to be coming out soon. I don't know when, but I'll probably roll it out onto the Unrestricted Podcast. So like I said, the content hasn't stopped. We've been going heavy. We've been going so heavy on the radio show. So thank you if you have tuned into that. Last night was a fun time. I'm fresh off of a bar named Sue High, and I love every moment of it. To some people, it might just be, okay, a guy DJing at a bar. You know, I've been doing it for damn near 10 years at this bar, and while the atmosphere the atmosphere changes, and there's always new people and new energy, but it's kind of the same thing. But I don't take that for granted, because, man, there's people out there hoping and wishing that they can get a gig, right? There's somebody in their closet right now learning how to DJ and is only hoping to have the opportunity to rock a crowd. And I get to have that opportunity quite often, so I don't take it for granted. And every time I get there, I try new things. And last night I tried some new things. Some of them worked, some of them didn't, you know. Some people just want to hear the hits, and I play to the crowd. So it's kind of hard as a DJ, and all my DJs, they know what I'm talking about. When you want to try something new, or you want to try a vibe, or you want to try a new song and see how the crowd reacts to it. But it doesn't always hit. And last night was one of those nights where it was an older crowd. So when I would try newer up-tempo, even just some Afro beats, they were like, nah, we want the hits. Go back, Michael Jackson. We want Madonna. We want Shaka Khan, you know what I mean? And I love that music. I love it. But that's what I'm talking about, where I don't take it for granted, where it's like I get to make these people's night. For instance, last night, there was a group that came in, and all of them were Brazilian, and they asked for some Brazilian music. And for me, I don't have a lot of that type of music, because I don't play those type of gigs often, if ever. But I am a fan of Pisochi, which is a band out of Brazil, which my friend Felipe put me on to. And so it was just like divine for it to happen. It was just like they asked for Brazilian music. I had literally 2 songs by Pisochi, and I played them, and it went off. At the end of the night, an older woman comes up to me, and she goes, and she has broken English, and she goes, "Thank you so much. You know, that made my night, that you played those 2 songs for me. Check out this artist." And she told me the artist, and she's like, I've been in Utah in the United States for a few years now, and anytime I ask a DJ to play some Brazilian music, she says they never do. And I understand, right? Not many DJs, especially bar, nightclub DJs, have Brazilian music. So I understand the DJ's aspect of it. But for her to take the time at the end of the night, come up and say, thank you, it meant the world to me, you know, and she was dancing the whole time. I was like, yeah, to see, like, that's what it's about. That's where I get my joy. And it was just a really fun night. Salute to my man, host and Angel for coming out. And salute to my wife, man. She finally came out to the bar. You know, the funny thing about my girl is, you know, I talk about her all the time, but nobody ever sees her. She's a ghost. She doesn't drink. 2, she doesn't really, I mean, she socializes, but she doesn't really socialize. And 3, she hates the bar scene. She hates nightclubs. She hates drunk, annoying people. Rightfully so. I understand. So when I'm at the bar and I'm telling the staff, yeah, you know, when they're asking how's your day going or what do you do this weekend, I'm like, yeah, me and the wifey did this or me and the family did this. And I show them pictures of the kids and whatnot. And they've never seen her, right? So when she finally comes in, like one of the waitresses, she's like, oh, you do exist. You know, you are like an actual person. Like Dre's not a liar. It's pretty much what she was saying. So it was dope to have wifey come out. It was a big day yesterday. UFC 294. We'll be jumping into that more in sports, but UFC 294 was kind of a weird start time. They were in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, they were in Abu Dhabi, so the time was different. The fight started in the morning time here in the Mountain West or in the U.S., and so they didn't show the replay later on that night. So it wasn't really a UFC night. Rather, it was a Ute night. Yeah, University of Utah took on USC, and man, what a game. What a game. I think the last time these guys seen each other was at the Rose Bowl. It was highly anticipated. Living here in Utah, Utes are the team. Now, there's BYU. You go more south in the South Valley, Happy Valley type of place, BYU country. But here in the Valley in Salt Lake City, Utes run the college football. So this was a huge game, and we got a lot of California cousins here in Utah. If you don't know, there's people that transplant to Utah all the time from California, and most of them USC fans. So big deal. Man, the start of the game, it's high energy. Utes score quick. 2 plays, they score. Ute fans are going crazy in the bar. And USC answers right back. Boom, 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 boom. Like 4 plays, they score. Tied up 7-7. And as the game keeps going, the Ute score, USC scores back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's never like a huge lead. And those are the games that I love. I love those games where it's just like, yo, keep fighting, go fight and fight. And as the night goes on, the bar gets fuller and fuller and fuller. Oh, and mind you, it's a Real Salt Lake night too. So Real Salt Lake is playing to play into the playoffs, right? It's their last game. And there's a big RSL presence in Utah as well. Soccer's growing. MLS is growing here. So the bar gets fuller and fuller and fuller. Halftime comes, right? We get to the 4th quarter, and now it's time, right? The Utes are driving. They got the ball. Huge run from their quarterback, and they get into field goal range. They're down 1. They get into field goal range. If they kick this ball and they make it, they win. So it's there. Play goes down. They call a timeout. The crazy thing about this kick, and I didn't see it because I went to the restroom, but I seen the replay. The crazy thing about this kick was the holder that plays the field goal holder. The ball hit him in the face before the play before. So they had to reset, and it's like not looking good for Utah. It's not looking good. They reset, hike the ball, kick it, boom, straight down the middle, field goal. It's good. Utes beat USC again, and their quarterback over there at USC was not having it, man. You look over, they panned over to him. He just sunk in his chair, looking all sad and depressed. Oh, man, that was a cool feeling. And it wasn't like there was no USC fans in the bar. There was a whole table full of USC fans, and they were loud. They were cheering when they were scoring. But, boy, when the Utes won, they were quiet. There was one girl, she had a big old smile on her face, but you could tell inside she was dead. And that made my night. I'm not even a Ute fan. I'm low key a Ute fan. Like Oregon Ducks 1A, Utah Utes 1B. Shout out to my man Jaquindon Jackson. I think I played him on the Unrestricted show, but Jaquindon Jackson, running back, had some yards, did good. Salute to my guy. But yeah, what a night. It was a lot of fun. After the game, usually people leave right away. But there was a few people dressed up in costumes and whatnot, which was dope. And partied with me all night, man. So salute to everybody that came out to a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. You hear me talk about it all the time, and I love talking about it. Why? Because I gotta. Mike Masters Alliance. So Mike Masters, if you're not familiar, I don't want to be so regional on Isolation20, but this is my life. You know what I mean? Isolation20 Podcast is me and you and me. We get to talk a little bit, right? No guests. It's just us. Intimate. Bring it in. Real intimate. Well, Mike Masters is a local rap battle league. And I shouldn't say local. Well, it is. They haven't went out of state yet. So it's a regional, local rap battle league that started back in 2011-12. And if you know my story, I pretty much started in the battle circuit here in Utah. Way back in like 07, 06, we started this thing called Dog 'em Out. I'll tell you that another time. I mean, I think I have told you guys, but actually, matter of fact, drop me a comment if you want to hear more about the Dog 'em Out story, about the documentary that's coming out. Let me know. I think it'll be cool. So Mike Masters started 2011, 2012-ish, and it was a rap battle league the rap battles that you do today. You know what I mean? The scripted, who your opponent is, and you prepare, that type of rap battle. Not freestyle, but prepared rap battles. Well, this was and to quote my man Atheist, hopefully I can get Atheist on the Unrestricted show, but to quote Atheist, who's a rap battler here in Utah, an artist, he said it's the WrestleMania of rap battle league here in Utah, of rap battles in Utah. So it's a big deal. And I'm so proud of the creator, the owner, the operator, Gabino Grimes. He has worked tooth and nail to make this thing happen. I'm sure he has, help with that. But to see him take a pretty significant hiatus from battles and then to come back and have a full year of battles and give an opportunity to artists and give an inspiration to artists and motivating artists to come out and bring this community together and talking about it. And, there's a whole lot that goes into this thing. And to see that happen was incredible. So I wasn't missing the WrestleMania of Mike Masters Alliance. I wasn't going to miss it, not for nothing. And so thank God I was able to make it, and it did not disappoint. It was Mountain West Showdown number 6 at Liquid Joe's, and boy, was it fun. You go in, and the first 50 people got, some prizes or whatnot, some giveaways. And so I was one of the first 50. Matter of fact, I was probably one of the first 10. I was there early because I wasn't going to miss a chance to get a parking spot. Liquid Joe's has horrible parking. So we go in. And I'm hearing music. I'm hearing good music. I'm hearing a real DJ. I look over. It's the DJ Poetic C, one of my boys. You know what I mean? Poetic's been doing it for a very long time here in Utah. A really skilled DJ, DMC champion, I believe. I think he won DMC a couple times or one time. I say what's up to him. It's all love, hugs, and you know what I mean? What's up? Then I see the beans and rice. My man Beefy, host, give him love. What's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. And then I go and I take a seat. I need to get a table because I got homies coming. We gotta secure a table. So we grab a table. Well, I grab a table and I'm chilling, man. Got my Modelo chilling, tall can. And then all of a sudden, all of the I've been doing it for so long. I know a lot of people out here. I started seeing people I haven't seen in forever. My man Pat Main. I've seen Dumb Luck recently, but to seeing Dumb Luck and just a lot of emotions, and it's like, wow, bro, like it feels like it's the old days, man. That was a moment in time where I was like, man, I'm an old head now. I'm an old head in this Salt Lake City hip hop scene, in this entertainment scene. I am an old head, but I'm young. You know what I mean? I'm young. But it was just a really cool event. It was done really well. Salute to Mike Masters Alliance. Salute to Beans and Rice. Salute to the whole production team. It was done really well. Watching it live and then going home and seeing it the following week and seeing it on pay-per-view, totally different experience. Seeing the commentary, how well the commentary was done in between rounds before the event started, interviewing some of the battle rappers that were about to perform. Really great job. I would have loved, me personally, but I'm kind of weird, so maybe this isn't the right approach, but I'm just telling you my opinion and my perspective on this. I would have loved to see and hear the commentary while it was happening live. I would love to have heard it during the battle or, during the actual event. Being there live, we weren't able to hear the commentary. Now, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's a vibe killer. I have no idea. But I love it. Like when I'm watching the UFC, watching Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier and John Anik, they do their commentary, they give their perspective on things. I think that's dope. Now, obviously not during the battle, not doing that, but giving, before and after, kind of like Chuck and Shaq and Ernie and Kenny, all those guys for TNT, for the NBA, building a cast like that and keeping it, analytical, but also keeping it fun and light. I think that is kind of the move. Create a whole Mike Masters, call it the MMA couch or whatever, Mike Masters Alliance couch, and have those commentary guys sit on a couch with the sponsors behind them, introduce some of the sponsors, have them come in, interview them during intermissions, and some of the people that are around the city, right? Interview some of the people, spotlight some of the people around the city. If there's an artist that has a new single out, maybe they're not a rap or a battle rapper, but maybe showing them some love real quick. Get them for a 2-minute, quick little interview or whatever. I think that would be dope. And just doing that in between the battles, before the battles, that would be a lot of fun. But hey, again, who am I? I'm just kind of giving my perspective on things, my opinion on things. But Mike Masters Alliance, Mountain West Showdown number 6, that is out on pay-per-view right now. Some of the battlers that were on there, Stretch, who else? Oh my gosh, Atheist, Eli Ace, Spades, that was really dope. Marv One, Emerson Kennedy, Danny Myers, just Mike Bailey, just a lot of different guys tenured from first year like Spades to whatever 10th 20th year like Marv One and all these guys, you know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of different levels in battle rap, and you can go and see it right now. Mike Masters Alliance, Mountain West Showdown number 6. Just Google it. You can go on to Mike Masters 801, I believe, on Instagram. Check them out. I always share the links and stuff, so you can even look at my page at DreRawka, DreRawka. Another event that we did that was highly anticipated, highly stressful, just a really cool experience is the Will Wonder Podcast. The Will Wonder Podcast Live. It happened. Man, Will hit me up. He hit me up. He said, Dre, I got a crazy idea. And I said, what's up, man? What's shaking? What's shaking, Kevin Bacon? He said, I want to do a live podcast. And I said, cool, man, let's do it. Head down, let's go. And so, and mind you, this was maybe 4 weeks from the actual date of the event. So maybe definitely less than 2 months. So about a month of planning and executing, from logistics as far as like how we're technically gonna pull this thing off with audio and video, to how we're gonna show the trailer, to how we're gonna have you guys sitting on the stage, to getting sponsors and giveaways and securing a spot. Like all that got done within that short amount of time. Now, Will Wonder has been DJ Will Wonder. He'll always be a DJ. I know he only does weddings and private events and stuff, but always DJ Will Wonder. I met Will 10 damn, we're probably going on damn close to 15 years of friendship. And he was a part of a group called The Strangers with my man Steady Rock. Shout out to Steady. Still one of the illest MCs to ever come out of Utah. And I wish he was still doing it because I know he has the itch and I know he can scratch it anytime. He does beats. Incredible talent. And The Strangers, man, this group between Will and Steady captivated me. And I was just a man that was just around the city. You know what I mean? I was doing little things here and there, but seeing these guys take the stage and rock a crowd, it was really, really dope. And it was a duo. One MC, one DJ, hip hop, right? Like real hip hop. And I've always believed in these guys from their first first and only project, Hood. And I wish we would have got a Hood too, but hey, it is what it is. I've always believed in them, and to see, and mind you, when Wonder was DJing, I've always told him, we need to start your podcast. We need to start your podcast. Let me produce your podcast. Let me do it. And Wonder was the first person I talked to about creating a podcast network. And I'm telling you, this is like 7 years ago, maybe. Like way before you see these podcast networks. Everybody got a podcast network now, but telling him this and trying to convince him to start a podcast, because I seen it in him. I seen it in him a long time. I know his takes. He's very well spoken on a lot of different topics. Plus, he's just a good human, and I feel like good humans will give you good. Having a good human and having somebody that's talented enough to actually keep your attention and do this thing, it's not every day you come across that. And I seen it in Will. And so to see him be like, Dre, I want to do a live podcast. I've never done one before. I know that other people have done it before, but I've never personally done one before. It made me so excited. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. So we get the venue. We already got all the equipment, and we put this plan in motion, and it was perfect timing, right? Because Algea Got a Pain is releasing, it's debuting on the 26th, I believe. And so it was fitting to do it with them, and Wonder was like, oh, let's do it with the Algea Got a Pain cast. And so that happened. Well, now it's about 2 weeks ago at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. And man, it was a moment. It was a moment. And I was talking to Minute After 8 about this, about big wins for yourself, right? To some people, another live podcast, it has been done before. You've done it, but it's so small, whatever. To them, it might not be anything. Hell, to Wonder, it might not even be nothing. It's just like, okay, cool, we did that, on to the next. But to me, as a friend of his, and to see how much he's achieved since starting his podcast journey, it's incredible. And then to see it all work out, hear the audio, see the visuals, I'm like, damn, like we created something really dope. You know what I mean? And to be running around and checking cameras and checking audio devices and introducing and moving music and doing a lot, right? Moving a lot on the back end of things. There's something bound to fail. So for us to execute this thing and for people, not even like the people that we brought, not like friends and family, but like people around the bar, to see people turn around and actually pay attention and listen to a podcast that they don't even know about, that to me was incredible. That was the moment where I was like, damn, this thing's huge. Forget that it's Wonder. Forget that it's me. Forget that we did this thing. Whatever. The fact that we did it, and we did it in a live establishment, and we did it in a local community, and I feel like that's the bigger portion. That means that now we know, like, we could go do it anywhere now. Like, it could be done. And people were introduced to it, and we did it really well. So if somebody else hears that was there that night, they hear another live podcast is coming, they're more likely to be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm down for dinner. I'll go listen to it. That was cool last time. There was giveaways. I was able to buy a hoodie. The people were nice and respectful. There was laughs, right? It wasn't a hostile environment or anything like that. it just opens up more doors to more creators to do that thing and then elevate it, right? Don't do the same thing we did. Elevate it. You know what I mean? That's what the name of the game is. The blueprint's out there. Do it. Put your own spin on it. And that's just where I'm like, damn, man, that was a lot of fun. And thank you again to everybody that came out to the Will Wonder Podcast Live. Visuals are out now. Audio is dropping on Wednesday. So by the time this comes out, it's probably already out. Will Wonder Podcast, the Will Wonder Pod on Instagram. You'll see all of my links on my page as well. Excuse me. And as I mentioned, Algea, God of Pain, a movie that was produced by Inglewood Films. I believe there was only like 5 people that were out of state that helped out with this movie, or that was part of the cast and whatnot. Other than that, it was all here. It was all Utahns. So definitely a Utah thing. Again, I don't want to be regional, but I got to big up Algea, God of Pain. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be, it was just picked up by a streamer. So more information on who that streamer is. JD told me who it was. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But follow the Inglewood Films on Instagram for more information on Algea. Halloween. It is spooky season. Halloween's growing on me. Growing up, I loved it as a kid, and then there was an adult phase where I was just like, I'm like a bunch of drunk people, costumes, whatever, it's cool, whatever. But now it's like I can dress up with my kids and whatnot. So I'm starting to love it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. House is all decorated. That's all due to wifey. She does Halloween. I'll do Christmas. Obviously, Christmas, more lights and whatnot. More to it. So, yeah. But this Halloween, I am slacking. I'm not going to lie. I don't have a costume. I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm probably going to have to just go to the Halloween store and just grab a mask. Just a random mask. I have my black phone mask. Maybe I'll just wear the bottom half of it. But the kids got their costumes. Anaya's going to be Minnie Mouse. You know, we put her costume on her once, and she did not want to take it off. Fell asleep with it on. If we tried to take it off, she would freak out. Amari, he's going to be, what is Amari going to be? Oh, Spider-Man. He got a Spider-Man costume, so that's dope. And then Tavion's going to be Ghostface. Yeah, he's going to be a slasher killer. I need to rewatch Scream, by the way. Yeah, wifey don't even got a costume. We're slacking on that portion. But we will. We'll figure out something. Even if I got to be... I feel like the go-to now is that if you don't got a costume, you're like, yo, let's be Purge. Because all you got to do is just go get a wiffle ball bat, get a mask, and say, yo, I'm the Purge. That's it. So easy. So easy. Back in the day, it used to be, we're going to be dead presidents, right? When the bank robbers, right, with the painted face, get a black beanie and just wear all black. We're dead presidents. I think that was me and wifey's first Halloween costume back in the day. Bad Bunny, the ghetto Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is coming to Salt Lake City. I got some information here. Most Wanted Tour, Bad Bunny, February 21st, 2024. This is big. Now, why is this big? Because so many different big concerts or tours are coming to Salt Lake City. Travis Scott being one of them. Travis Scott is going to be here in November. It's nuts. We just had the WWE Raw here in Salt Lake City. That was dope. We went to that. So just more and more big concerts, big events. UFC was here again. It's fun to see. One thing that I'm noticing is that the more that we grow, the more the population is growing, the more that people see Utah for what it is, specifically Salt Lake City, because Salt Lake City is a diverse city. We're getting there. You go 10 minutes north or 20 minutes south of Salt Lake City, I can't speak out of there. You know what I mean? Like you go to Utah County or you go to Ogden, a little different, right? A little different. And everywhere in between, a little different. But Salt Lake City County, we're getting there. The diversity is getting there. The amount of different businesses and establishments are getting there too. just more creative things are happening within the city, and I think that is dope. And when you have that happening, I think you're more likely to sell tickets to a Bad Bunny concert, sell tickets to a Travis Scott concert, and not just a little, depot, 500 person venue, 5-person to 1,000-person venue. No, we're talking about 15,000, 15 to 18,000 people that could potentially go to these concerts. So it's really cool. I'm not a huge Bad Bunny fan. I get the aesthetic. I get the allure of Bad Bunny. He is killing it right now. You see him all over WWE on the cover, and he's getting that love. WWE's going to Puerto Rico and whatnot. So there's a lot going on. And I think it's dope that Utah is going to be able to see a portion of that. You don't know what's going to happen at these concerts. You don't know what viral moment's going to happen at these concerts. Hell, when we did the Valentine's Jam at the Delta Center with Ice Cube and Dog Pound and Melly Mel and JJ Fad, just a lot of the OGs, to see that viral moment when Jordan Clarkson and the Utah Jazz teammates go up on stage with Cube and Dub C and Jordan Clarkson start crip walking with Dub C. That went viral. That was here in Utah. You know what I mean? So we have these moments that happen, and it just brings more attention to the city. And so I think this is the part where we can capitalize on it. How can we capitalize? Well, maybe we do the next live podcast during one of these big events at a restaurant when there's going to be tons of people here. You know what I mean? These are the type of things that we can execute and plan for now. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for it. Might try to get some Bad Bunny tickets. I know the radio station's giving away some tickets, so I might have to just be like, yo, I need a promotional expense ticket. Yeah. For promotional uses only. I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about the event. Make it happen.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Questions is powered by A Bar Named Sue, as if A Bar Named Sue hasn't got enough promotion out of this podcast. Catch music, live music, sports events, including the UFC pay-per-views, which we've talked about at both locations, 3970 South Highland Drive and 8136 South State Street. For more information, just go on to abarnamesue.com. Now, first question is from Joy in Salt Lake City. What's a food you hate? Now, I'm a foodie. I love good dishes. Now, the only thing I can really think of that I hate is raw tomato. I don't like raw tomato. Not my thing. Don't put it on my sandwich. Don't put it on my burger. Don't put it in my. I don't even like raw pico de gallo. I can do without raw pico. I don't do tomatoes very well. What's yours though? Let me know. At DreRawka, DreRawka. Drop a comment. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment. Let me know. I even like anchovy, like a little anchovy on my pizza. A little saltiness. I'm not mad at it. But tomatoes, nah, not for me. All right, next question. Forrest Clark in Portland, Oregon. Shout out to all my Portland folks. I listened to your episode with Rob Eastman. Did you get the book, though? Would you ever write a book? All right, good question. Would I ever write a book? I don't think I can write a book, but I could definitely get help in writing a book. What would it be about, though? Would it be fiction? Would it be my life? I think my life is a crazy book. If you look at the very early parts of my life, the murder of my best friend, and the way that shaped me as a person, and growing into being a young adult and dealing with everything that I've dealt with, from the streets to my brother and sister being incarcerated, my mom being incarcerated, the death of my brother and my sister, growing up with a single black father in Utah. Growing into fatherhood. There's a lot there that I've learned and that I've been able to experience while I've been on this earth such a short time. I think my book, I don't know what approach I take with the book. Do I just be completely honest and vulnerable? Do I tell my story just the way it is? Or do I, keep it fictional and maybe tell one part of my life? Or create a whole different story where it's a superhero? I don't know. Do I write a book, though? Maybe one day. Nothing's off the table with me. I'm down for whatever. But a book is time consuming. A book is, I'm assuming, a lot of money to do, because you got to get it publishing. You got to get people to actually write it, and editors. And, I'm sure it costs money to have an actual hardcover made and to get an audio book. Because that's one thing I would do. If I'm going to do a book, I'm going to have all aspects of it. I'm going to have the ebook, I'm going to have a hard copy, and I'm going to have an audio book as well. And then with that, I'm also gonna do a short film with it as well. If I do a book, I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna do everything, one big shabam. I want to cover all bases, because some people don't like Harry Potter the book, but they love the movie. You know what I mean? So, with my book, there will be visuals as well. So, good question. If I was to do it, that's kind of how I would do it. All right, next question comes from Travis in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles. All right. Are you doing your Christmas special again this year? Yes, of course I am. 12 days of Podsmas. The countdown is on. December 1st is the first episode. 1 through 12, you're going to be getting a daily dose of Christmas, a daily dose of guests in all forms and shapes and sizes, of stories about the holidays, about their holidays growing up. It might not even be specific about the holiday. The person across from me might hate Christmas, but we're gonna talk. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yes, it is there. And my favorite things is coming back. So this was a giveaway I did last year, where I literally got a box of stuff that I love, things that all of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things, like Arizona iced tea, sunflower seeds, GoPro, wireless speaker. These are all things that I love. And so some of my favorite things going into that box, and somebody's going to win it. Could be you. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at DreRawka, DreRawka. Okay, questions are a little bit short this time around. Last question comes from Jackie Payne in Atlanta, Georgia. I got family in Atlanta. In Atlanta? I think I got family in Atlanta. I think they're in a smaller town outside, like a suburb. Jackie says, do you want more kids? Woo! Loaded question. I will take whatever God gives me. I feel like God will, and I'm not even religious. The universe, God, if they say, yo, here's another kid, we'll deal with it. You know what I mean? But I also don't want to put my wife through that again, because her pregnancies, they're not easy. They're not easy pregnancies. She's dealing with blood clots. She deals with having to get the Lovenox shot in her belly twice a day for the whole pregnancy. So imagine jabbing your spouse in the belly, pregnant, hard belly, at 9 months with a needle twice a day. It's not fun, man. It's not fun. So are we going to have more kids? If we can prevent it, no. If it happens, we'll deal with it. You know what I mean? That sounds so bad. Future baby, I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying. Here comes down in front.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Having a good barber is essential, but having that good barbershop experience is even more essential. Get the barbershop experience you deserve with Boogie Down Barbershop, now located at 7378 South Plaza Center Drive in West Jordan, suite number 106. Gentlemen's cuts, tapers, fades, and even a hot towel shave is on the menu. So book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com and even follow us on social media at the Boogie Down Barber.
And now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
Now, am I the only one that loves bad television? I'm an old school cat. I'm an old school 90s X-Files, NYPD Blue, type of Roseanne. Like that's the type of bad TV that I liked growing up. We grew up with it. You watch it now, some of these episodes age horribly. Except for the Fresh Prince, except for the Cosby Show, except for Home Improvement. Home Improvement was my shit. You know what I mean? But man, this new show, not even new, but the new season of Tommy or Power Book Force, aka the Tommy story, following, if you were a fan of Power, this is kind of a spinoff. This is Tommy's story now. Ghost is gone. Ghost's wife is in prison, right? There's a lot going on. Kanan's dead. Now Tommy's in Chicago, trying to take over Chicago. This is on Stars, by the way. If you haven't watched it, if you like bad TV, bad acting, bad storylines, but you like that and it's entertaining, check out Force. It's fun. It's fun. You can see the plot. You can see all these things coming, but it's still fun. Something I think that does have good writing and it's getting better, and I hope that it doesn't get canceled, is Found. Now, Found is on, I believe, ABC or NBC. That's the live broadcast of it, but you can also watch the replay or stream it on Peacock, and it's called Found. It's about a woman that was kidnapped as a young adult and was locked up for over a year in this guy's basement. The guy played by homeboy from Saved by the Bell. I forget what his name is. The main character in Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris. He kidnaps her, holds her as his hostage pretty much. He thinks that they're, husband and wife kind of thing is how he, in his mind, that's what it is. Holds her hostage for a year. She ends up escaping. And now it's her mission to help other kids or just people that are abducted and not found. Because we all know that people get abducted and we don't hear about it, right? There's only an Amber Alert for a small percentage of people. And what this show highlights is this group of people that now, not the police, they work with the police sometimes, but this special ops group, I guess you would say, that goes out and finds people. And the stories are you don't really see the ending coming, and you're getting to know these personalities and what traumas they have and the reason their why for trying to find people as well. So I highly recommend it. I believe we're on episode 3. It comes out on Tuesday nights on NBC or ABC, but you can stream it on Peacock the following day. Definitely check it out. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you like it or not. Again, Found on Peacock. Of course, I'm a sucker. I'm a slut for bad television. I told you this. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is here. Season 4, I think. And they got new cast members. You got to remember, Utah, this Utah storyline of Housewives has had a lot of real life drama, from one of the castmates going to prison to one of the castmates getting caught up in the whole Trump MAGA, I guess you would say racist ordeals during that time when people were jumping out the windows, saying certain things or sharing certain things that made it sound like you were a part of it. Another thing, real side note, I know everything that's going on in Israel, Palestine. If you don't know the history, if you don't know the background of these two, I would highly suggest staying out of it. Now, of course, I think we want peace. We want children to be able to live without fear, people to live without fear, both sides, right? But if you don't know certain things, if you don't know the totality of the situation, my suggestion is to stay out of it. Don't comment, don't share, because it only opens you up. And that's kind of what happened to one of the castmates on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake. She said something, she shared something, and there was outrage. So ultimately, Oxygen had to cut they had to cut ties. So that brings us to season 4, I believe. They got 2 new castmates, and the drama's there. Bravo's gonna eat off of Salt Lake City for many years. I don't see this season or this show being canceled, this city being canceled anytime soon. And the reason why I say that is because, think about it. What happens when the one cast, I'm trying to not say names, but what happens when the one castmate gets out of prison? Oh, we're gonna want to hear that story. Does she strike a huge deal with Bravo? Who knows? Does she go to Zeus? And Zeus, takes their story, because that's what Zeus is all about. That Zeus network, she'd be a perfect fit for Zeus. And she's all black power and yeah, I mean, like, her story, her show would fit perfectly with Zeus, and she has the biggest personality to fill those shoes. Do I see it coming? Do we see in the next 3 years? Does that happen? Time will tell. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. She's going to be able to shop that story. She gets out of prison, she's good. Yeah, they're going to be able to eat off. I mean, it got to the point where they had to bring back another castmate, said that she would never do it. Like, it's bad television. I shouldn't say it's bad television. No, it is. It's bad television. Because you see what's going on. They recycle this whole thing over and over. We see the drama and they spark things up that from the past to spark up another thing. It's bad, but it's so bad it's good. And I can't stop from watching. And I see homies that I see my man DJ Dolph in the back DJing while all these girls are having the drama and whatnot. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Housewives of Salt Lake City. Saw 10 is out right now. I know it's out in theaters, but I don't know if you can stream it. I think you can. I've been hoping and waiting for it to come out on streaming, because your boy, I love the Saw series. I loved it. I've always loved the Saw series, and I hope they don't stop. I hope it keeps coming. Pause. Okay, so Saw number 10. It is rated R, obviously. Yep, it looks like it is available on Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, or YouTube, Vudu, and Google Play. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 79. IMDb gave it a 7 out of 10. Pretty average little rating there. I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Have you watched it? What'd you think about it? Are you over the whole Saw series? Are you over it? Is it kind of like the whole Fast and the Furious series? Are you over it? Let me know. Drop a comment. All right. Let's see. Five Nights at Freddy's comes out this Friday, October 28th. And my son is excited about it. It's rated PG-13. I believe this was a game. Most of the kids, my son was stoked about it because I guess it was an app or a game, kind of like Candy Crush or something like that. But obviously more scary. Let's see. A troubled security guard beginning working at Freddy's Pizzeria. While spending his first night on the job, he realizes that late shift Freddy's won't be as easy as they make it through. All right. That's what it says. So I'm assuming that it's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese and the animatronics come alive. Might have to order a pizza and watch this. I mean, talking about pizzeria. The budget of this movie was $25 million. Distributed by Universal Pictures. Director was Emma Tammy. All right. We'll see how it is. I'm gonna watch it and I'll give you my full review on it.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with DreRawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Funk.
G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey. And they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk,
wow,
on
that's
the
a
Lake
lot
Talk
of people.
801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
Carl Malone is a traitor. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
UFC 294, as promised. We watched it over at we watched it in our front room. Not gonna lie, watched the prelims at home. The big thing for me on this card was the main event and the co-main. Both of these fights were canceled originally. One because the fighters, they couldn't make it. Charles Oliveira, he got a cut on his eye. Obviously, he couldn't fight. He got that during training camp. And then Paulo Costa, he messed up his elbow. He had I believe it was a staph infection, I believe. They had to get surgically removed. So, to fill in the shoes, Kamaru Usman took on Kazmet Chimaev. And Alexander Volkanovski stepped up to fight Islam for a rematch. Now, the first one with Alexander Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev, that fight was very, very close. Me personally, watching it live, I haven't watched the replay, but watching it live, having dinner in Idaho, we just got out of having an event. Watching it live, it was, for me, it was, Alexander Volkanovski won. I'm biased, I get it, I know, but Islam put it to rest. He got the TKO victory with a head kick over Alexander. Very sad, man, because it was short notice. It was like 10 days. How would Volk do with the full camp? We probably won't ever know. We probably won't see these two fight again, and that's what sucks. But, hey, hats off to Islam. He fought his fight, and he deserved the win. Kamaru Usman and Kazmat. This fight went to the decision, third round, and obviously in favor of Kazmat. I feel bad for Usman as well. Usman has been losing. I think he lost his last 4 fights, which sucks, man. Kamaru Usman's one of the greatest to ever do it. And now to see where he's at now in his rankings and whatnot, what happens? What happens to Usman? He's one of the greatest to ever do it. I mean, what do you do? What do you do with him? You give him somebody else. You give him an up-and-comer. He still has a name. He still has a draw. You know what I mean? But after losing to Edwards twice, it's just I don't know what you do with him. But he's not dead. He's not like, he can't bounce back. It's not like a Tony Ferguson situation. He'll be all right. Let's see. Regular season NBA is back. For all my OG 80s babies, 90s babies, you know what that sound is. It's the sound of NBA on NBC. Now, the Lakers, first game of the regular season. The Lakers take on the Nuggets Tuesday, October 24th. Really excited for to see these guys get back in action, right? To see Joker, to see LeBron, to see Steph. Yeah, Steph is going to be taking on the Warriors the same night against the Suns. So that should be cool. Following night, we got the Hawks and Hornets, Wizards, Pacers, so on and so forth. Our Utah Jazz, I say our because, I am a Utah Jazz fan. My Portland Trailblazers 1A, Utah Jazz 1B. Now, they take on their season opener against Sacramento Kings, and that is on Wednesday, October 25th, 7 o'clock here in Salt Lake City. Now, They are coming off of a loss to the Kings, so maybe they made some adjustments. You know what I mean? But that was preseason. This is regular season basketball. This is where it counts. But we're also at an awkward time too. If guys haven't got a final contract yet, they still got to show up. They still got to prove themselves, right? So we'll see what happens with that. I'm really excited about it. Something else I'm excited about: Oregon Ducks versus the Utah Utes. That happens October 28th. That's a Saturday. That's this upcoming Saturday here in Utah. Am I going to the game? I've had a few friends say, yo, if I got an extra ticket, you're coming. Pause. Do I want to go? Absolutely not. Why? Because you know me. I'm going to be in there loud as hell. Go Ducks. We here. Yo, we taking over. Yo, what's up? Quack, quack. Yeah, Puddles. We're going to be doing push-ups. All the touchdowns we're going to get. I'm going to get whopped in the face. I already know. Boom, boom, boom. Lumped up. Come back and do the podcast looking like Martin on that one episode where he's beat into claymation. Ducks sitting at 8th spot and Utes sitting at 13th spot at the time of this recording. Utes got that big win over USC, and the Ducks just got a win over Washington State, which Washington State put up a fight. The Ducks ended up taking the win, but Washington State did look decent the first half. So we'll see what happens, man. This is a Halloween game, so we're going to see a blackout. I'm pretty sure we will. I'm excited to see what the Ducks show up in. Are they going to be? I think they're going to be lightning yellow. I think that's what they're going to do. I think with the blackout for the Utes, I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. The Ducks will come in lightning yellow and we'll hit Utah in the face. We'll win. We'll win by like a touchdown. That's my prediction. Winning by a touchdown. The WWE. Yeah, wrestling is back and it's in full effect. It's going all across the world, from Puerto Rico to England and everywhere in between. And I'm so excited right now, man. This is an unprecedented time for wrestling, like we've never seen, even down to the Attitude Era. I feel like, and it's technology, right? I think technology is a lot to do with that. If we had this type of technology in the 90s, well, I guess it wouldn't have worked because WWE was in a whole different place. The WWF was in a whole different place. But to see where we are now, it's really exciting. Jade Cargill, we have her. We still haven't seen her in the ring. We haven't seen her in the square circle. Does it matter? Do we need her in the square circle right away? Time will tell, because if she doesn't show and prove, I think she gets turned on quick. I don't think we do this whole waiting game thing. I think as you see the women's division just grow, Io Sky is killing it right now. I feel like Io, and I was telling Wonder this, I want to see more of Io Sky in this championship role without Bayley. Do we get rid of Damage Control? Does Io Sky, can she handle her own? Time will tell. And I think that it's time. It's time to see her put her big girl boots on and take on the big dogs. Bianca Blair's back. Are we gonna see a Bianca, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair? You know what I mean? Then you got Rhea Ripley doing her thing. And then of course we got Jade Cargill kind of in the unknown future. We don't know. Are we gonna see her at Crown Jewel? Are we gonna see her at Survivor Series? For sure. By Survivor Series, we see Jade in the ring. We see her active. We have to. This is all a lead up. And by the way, we get 2 premium events next month. Pretty dope. Crown Jewel, not going to be as good as Survivor Series, but hey, it's all a setup. We need to see Jade in action, though. We need to see her in action soon. We can't wait no more. Y'all made the announcement. We see her in the background. A lot of face-offs. We haven't seen the Bianca face-off, though. We haven't seen that yet. Is that coming? I know during the Breakfast Club interview about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, Jade said that was when she became TNT champ or TBS champion over at AEW. She said she would love to have a match with Bianca. I think that's the move. I think her and Bianca storyline would be dope. Her and Charlotte would be a dope storyline, but I feel like they look at Charlotte to get these ladies in line. I feel like Charlotte is the one that, because she's kind of like the OG, right? I feel like she is the one that puts these ladies in line to get them prepared for where they need to go, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off there. But I would love to see in the future Jade and Bianca go at it. I would have fun with that. And something else that happened on SmackDown this past Friday was Jay come in and he beat up his brother Jimmy, and SmackDown and Raw is now in a little feud. We see it. Triple H made this is all set up. If you're not in the WWE, or maybe you fell out, maybe you're trying to get back into it, now's the time, because this is all set up season right now. Triple H made the announcement of a promotion for GM spots for both WWE, or for both SmackDown and Raw. So we got two new GMs, right? And so these general managers, while they want to see each other win, it got serious on Friday at SmackDown when Jay came in and he beat up Jimmy. Mind you, Jimmy did the same thing to Jay that made him and Cody Rhodes lose their tag titles on Raw. So SmackDown's GM was like, well, this ain't acceptable. Like, that's not okay. You can't do that. Well, Raw's GM was like, well, your dude did it as well. And so Jay was fined $10,000 for doing it, when Raw said, the Raw GM was like, well, you need to find Jimmy as well, because he did the same thing on Monday to Jay. And it got tense. And it got real tense, to the point where they're like, okay, we see how it is. We'll see you soon. Game on. Let's go. What are they setting up? Are we going to see SmackDown versus Raw? Are we going to see this? We've seen it before. Again, these storylines, we see them, they get recirculated. History repeats itself in the WWE. We've seen this before. I'm excited about it because I feel like the balance is almost there. The balance is almost there. We don't know where Jade's gonna land. I think she has to go to Raw. I think she has to go to Raw because I feel like the ladies division, the women's division in SmackDown is so stacked. They need to build Jade up in Raw, get her ready for when we have the SmackDown versus Raw. There's a big top number one in Raw, big top number one in SmackDown, and have them go at it. Does that happen? I don't know. This is all speculation. But SmackDown is going to be on FS1. The debut is coming up this Friday. That should be cool. LA Knight. Man, LA Knight. And he is somebody that is reaching star status so quick. And his journey has been long. What I mean by so quick, last year, he was buzzing a little bit, something there. But now it's like, yo, when he pops, his pop is crazy. Pause. You know what I mean? Now he's going up toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. He's telling Roman Reigns, I eat a little bitch. And, you know what I mean? He's telling the bloodline, y'all a bunch of bitches and whatnot. Like, yo, LA Knight's that guy. LA Knight. Yeah. Like, that's my guy, man. I'm so excited. WWE, I won't bore you with my WWE talk, but hey, it's sports. All right.
All right. That's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
Man, I feel like it was a solid episode. I feel like this was a solid, good Isolation20 podcast, episode number 84. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at DreRawka, DreRawka. Allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. You can get merch on there. I got hoodies up there. It's hoodie season, especially if you're here on the West Coast. It's getting chilly out here. East Coast, I know you guys are getting chilly too. Midwest, you just wear a hoodie, all right? T-shirts, all that. Again, allrock.com. The Survivor Series T-shirts are up there. It's been a year since those dropped, so go get it. Get it in time for Survivor Series if you're a wrestling fan. And man, go check out the live podcast, Will Wonder Podcast Live, with the cast of Algea, JD Allen, Inglewood Films, Musa, and Damar. And I was telling Wonder, it's crazy that you look back 13 years ago, Damar was singing on stage, Wonder was DJing on stage, and I was literally doing hosting, right? I was hosting events around the city, being a spectator in the crowd. And fast forward 13 years later, 13 years later, Wonder's hosting a podcast. Damar's the guest, and I'm helping with the production. I'm running production. Crazy. Go check out that podcast. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you're excited to see Algea Got a Pain. And yeah, man, without further ado, I am out of here. Again, I go by the name of Dre, the #1 Chief Rocka. Protect your light. Have the day you deserve. I'm out. Peace.